Deftones, Pompeji, guitar tabs and guitar lesson, standard tuning method. I'll play through all the different sections right at the beginning here. After that, I'll go back through, give the full explanation for it. Please hit that subscription button. It's the best way to let me know that you like this video and you want to see more Deftones stuff like this. And now, let's get into it. Alright, so just to clarify again, this is a standard tuning interpretation for this song. They're playing in like Carpenter's at least in his F sharp tuning, and Chino's probably in like a drop C or drop B or something, but for our purposes, we can make it work just fine with a standard tuning, EAD, GBE. There might be a couple little sacrifices in tone here or there, no big deal, but this initial bit, the clean guitar, likely Chino on this one, we're just picking through a C chord to start. So, I've got our basic C chord to 3A, 2D, open G, 1 on the B. All right, and we just strum through it just like that down to the B. All right, then we would pick through it a little bit. We hit the open E, high E, back to the 1 on the B. Okay, and then with our pinky, we do 3B, back to the open high E, and then make the 3, 1, B, and then hit an open G. So we went. And from there, we just shift to kind of a voicing of a B minor. And of course, this is where we're going to be doing some of the compromising with the low tone. Instead of hitting that super low dropped B, we can just do it here, no big deal. Just hit the 2 on the A, and then we want to hit an open D under it just to give it that minor now. All right, and then that's the first time through. Second time through, everything stays the same. All right, but then we do with our 2A and open D, we do it twice. But instead of just hitting again, we just drop down and we hit a 2 on the G for that A note. Okay, so that's the second time through. And we just basically alternate between those two different endings throughout the intro and the verse. For the pre-chorus or the second verse part of the verse, this is kind of where we're compromising a bit with some of the drop tuning, because Carpenter goes down to his drop F sharp and he's doing some super low, low voice stuff down there. But to compensate, I think we can make it work pretty well where we just, just to keep that bigness and fatness going, we just, switch in for some like compounded like power chords. And I think it still gives it that, fatness and oomph that it needs. So basically he's doing single notes for him. He's just doing a couple A's to the A sharp and then back off. All right, but for us, we can make it nice and big now by just doing the power chord with that. So open A power chord, and you kind of want to fret it like this because I think it's easier just to go back like that instead of having to be like that to that to that to that. So I like to just be like this where I'm doing the the open E and open A just to compound the bass notes, and then we have 2 on the D, 2 on the G. All right, so we get a nice big sounding thing there. So since we don't have our super low fat F sharp string going on, so just 2 strums like that, and then we just want to bump it all up a fret. So just take what we have there, go 3s, and then just hit the 1s with the index here. So we got 1, 1 on the E and A, and then 3s on the D and G, so we get a compounded B flat power chord here. We just hit it once, and then just right back down to the A power chord with the E bass note. All right, so we're just doing that, cranking through that, you know, a handful of times. All right, and then after we do it a few times, we cap it off by just essentially doing what we were doing there, but just bump it up a couple frets now. So then we start at the 2s on the E and A, 4 on the D and G for that B with the F sharp bass note there. All right, and we just do the same type of deal there. Bang, bang, bump it up a fret for the C, G. Okay, at the 3s and 5s, and then just right back down to the 2 and 4s. All right, and we just do that once. All right, so 3 of the initial times, end it once that way. For the chorus section, just keeping on some as big of power chords as we can get here with the compounding. And so it's a D power chord, so we got our 5, A, 7 on the D and G. Go ahead and throw the extra A octave on the 5 of the E here, so we get a big fat power chord. All right, and with this, it's just a couple strums, hesitate, a couple more, a little spread out. All right, we just let it ring. All right, and just before the measure's out, we hit it again, drop down to 3s and 5s, all right, for that C, G. And then with this, we go 1, 2, and then a little hesitation, and then just before that measures out, hit it again, and then just loop it. All right, and the final time through, once we're coming back from our 3s and 5s back to the 5s and 7s, we keep it going. All right, so we go from the 3s and 5s, 5s and 7s. Okay, up now again, 2 more frets to the 7s and 9s, all right, for that E/B. And then we finish by sliding that up to the G/D here at the 10s, all right, 10 on the E and A, 12 on the D and G. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.